You know, this is a special night, like I said, season 5 premiere. And whenever I celebrate a big milestone like this, I like to look back on the history, look back on all that came before me, those who helped me get to where I am a little bit. And, you know, we stand on the shoulders of giants, of course, right? And Running Late had a long history way before I got involved. It may be the 5th season of Running Late with Scott Rogowsky, but Running Late as a whole, 23 seasons we're celebrating. And in the spirit of nostalgia, I wanted to present to you a very special guest. He was the beloved original host of Running Late, serving from 1991 to 1999 before mysteriously disappearing for several years. But he recently resurfaced as the host of his own podcast, Dale Radio. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to the original host, Dale Seever. They remember you. Do you guys remember this guy? He's a legend. Dale. Fantastic.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness.
That was your catchphrase, right?
Yes,
Oh, my goodness. That was your big...
Wow. Well, thank you. Hello, everybody. And hello to the great people over there. Hello, Scott. Thank you for welcoming me back to this place that I called home for so many years.
That's
it's
right.
Wonderful.
Mr. Seever, it's an honor to have you. You're truly a legend around these parts.
It's true.
You helmed the show for most of the 90s, is that correct?
I did indeed. You know, it was such a great time for us. I was running in a little AM radio station out there in Weehawken, New Jersey. And I was in the can one afternoon and flipping through an old penthouse that they had there. I don't read that generally. It just is when you're in the bathroom, you need something to read, of course. And I came across an ad for, they needed a team member for an erotic massage team, all-male erotic massage. That was very big in the 90s. It was called the Surgeon Generals was the term. Seever Coop was all the rage. And they needed an extra for this team. And so I said, well, my goodness, I might as well. Nothing's going well for me here. So I went over there, and it was a big stadium and all that. Long story short, I didn't make the team, but the guy said, hey, you got a great set of hands. And I do, ladies and gentlemen. He said, that would look great behind a mic. It turns out he meant his friend Mike. Well, anyway. He had an uncle that was producing a new talk show over there in New York, in Brooklyn, and it became this show, Running Late with Scott Rogowsky, and I was the host of Running Late.
You know, that's right. It's interesting. The name of the show, even back then, was Running Late with Scott Rogowsky.
That's right. That's what. And in fact, I brought you a gift from the old days. This was part of the merchandise that they had there.
Gosh.
You could buy that after the show and things. And I had one of these on the set.
Oh, there it is. Running Late with Scott. This was the old mugs you used to
That were
have.
the old mugs that we used to have with Hootsy the Owl is there. I don't know if you can see him. He was a big feature of the program.
the mascot.
And of course, way out there, hello, and hello up there. There's so many people here. This was, of course, it said, starring Dale Seever. That was very small print. You could barely see it. You can almost make it out there.
Yeah,
I think,
it's
on
fairly
It
legible.
was very
Starring.
small on the old mugs and things. But
Well,
that's what it was.
Dale,
Running Late.
is it
with
weird?
Scott Rogowsky.
Is it weird being back after so long?
Well, it's always weird to be out at all. Interacting with anybody. It's nice to be outside. Of course, it's been some time, and well, look at this. The whole band is still here. This was the same band, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. We had a middle school jazz ensemble, and it was all the same fellas. And we had a lot of fun back then, of course. Matthew and Stephen, and we gave Danny his first shave on the program. Do you remember?
What a history.
Anything for ratings is what we did at the time, but You became a man on this program, you did. Now, I don't recognize the geriatric fella sitting next to me. Scott, this is somebody you picked up from the home, as usual?
No, the home. No, this is my dad. This is Marty, my dad.
I was wondering where I was.
Oh, that's nice to meet you, sir. That's wonderful. In my day, we cycled through probably hundreds of sidekicks. What I would do is I would take the van down to the hospice or senior home, and whoever was kind of, on their way out, we'd bring them to have just one last thrill. And a lot of times, that was the last moment of joy those people ever experienced. A lot of people expired on this program. A matter of fact.
Keeping my fingers crossed.
Yeah, stay healthy. You're running or something? You're doing something good? Have some egg whites for breakfast. My goodness.
That's a surprisingly dark history of the show to know about.
It was.
But a show, of course, is only as good as its guests. Who were some of the folks you had on back then?
Oh, we had all of the greats and all the not so greats, just like this program today.
That's
of course,
unfair.
I interviewed Tom Arnold and Roseanne. That was a great. Do you have the clip?
Yeah, I think we have a picture there, Tom.
There we go. They met on my program, and I got them hooked into a liposuction machine. That was a lot of fun. And then, of course, Pia Zadora was a great guest of the program, and she and I had many passionate evenings following the tapings of this show. And Courtney Thorne-Smith, the dancing baby from Ally McNeely, we were not able to get, Millie?
Yeah.
We got Vanilli and not Millie. I don't know. You couldn't keep it all straight. Were they even singers? I don't know. But it became really a spot that people knew about, and it was the spot to be, or at least a spot that people knew was something going on if they happened to be in town for Lisa or Sally Jesse. They knew that it was also something happening.
The golden age of live talk shows. So what happened? Why did you leave the show, Jim?
Well, I didn't leave the show, Scott. The show left me. Perhaps I was like Icarus, flying too close to those bright lights. And I got a little full of myself. I started to say, hey, why isn't this called Running Late with Dale Seever? But everybody in the 90s was hot for a mystery, carrying over from the 80s. They wanted to know, where's the beef? Who shot JR? Who's the boss? People were wild about this mystery. It was the hook for them. It really was. And for a while, it was fantastic. And we ran out that mystery. Well, I said, call it Running Late with Dale Seever, and the producers had a different idea. And they also subsequently found you, an actual Scott Rogowsky, who had been apparently waiting in state akin to a kind of young Buddha or a young Dalai Lama. And they found you where? Was it Westchester County?
That's right.
That's where you were, and they said, listen, we got this kid. I think he's got a promising future, and I think we're going to go with an actual Running Late with Scott Rogowsky. So I had to agree with that. That made the most sense for the program, and I went away.
You went away, but it's good to have you back. And you resurfaced. You started doing the radio now, this Dale radio show?
That's right. Not technically radio, but a podcast, which is the new form of radio, an entertainment of last resort that many people find themselves doing. And yes, I've got that going, and of course I spent many years out there in California and finding myself and taking classes at the Upright Citizens Brigade and spending a lot of money to realize that I already knew how to say yes and but it was wonderful, and I got divorced in that time, which was also
Less
wonderful.
Well,
I catered some shows.
A colorful history,
Got
indeed.
to know myself
It's
in a
amazing.
deep and satisfying way.
Dale, this is so enlightening and eye-opening, and I really do think there's Bill Carter should be writing a book about this. We're running late because this is.
I hope he does.
This is well. We can catch you April 2nd at the Pit.
April 2nd at the Pit, and every month at the Pit we got a great show. Tune in, DaleRadio.com.
Dale Seever, the original host. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
Opening
you.
my eyes.
Thank you.
What
Great
a
to see you, Marty. Take care.
Dale Seever. Soaking it all in. Thank you so much. I don't know why they ever kicked him off. There it is. Oh my goodness. One more for the road.